In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Kyle Lowry and his basketball IQ and court vision. He is one of the best guards in the NBA, even still today, and we're going to be looking at his best season ever. Let's get down and let's check it out. So this first pass was absolutely ridiculous. He got it through the defender's legs to get it to OG Anunoby for that right-handed layup. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there are 3 different areas at any time that you can pass through. You can pass over top of the shoulders, you can pass through the legs. Surprisingly enough, that's actually not that bad of a pass in some cases. Or if this player's arms were up, you could pass between the arms and the legs around the waist height, and those are all different locations that you could pass through. However, there's only usually 3 that are open, usually those 3 or these 3. I'm going to tell you right now, there is also always a small window right here to always get a pass through. Kyle Lowry was able to go through the legs. It's a very risky pass, but it can be worthwhile, and he does get it to his teammate. It's actually a pass that he's done quite often. We can see it right here where he gets it through the legs of that defender as well for JV. Especially when you're Kyle Lowry's height and you're looking at somebody like DeAndre Ayton's height, again, you're going to be able to make those passes quite easily. And believe me, we've seen this a lot. Believe me, that is a type of pass that you can make. It's really not that hard. Maybe not at a 6-year-old level or a 10-year-old person's level, but at a high school level, the legs are long enough for you to be able to get those basketballs through, and of course, they look great. But also knowing where your teammates are is also very important too. And that is, of course, this next clip, understanding how to set up alley-oops for players who are cutting to the basket. So right now, what we see is Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry. Obviously, he has his head up, he's reading this, and there's multiple players who are not paying attention as to what's going on. Meanwhile, there's a back screen for Pascal Siakam, and because of that, what looks to be a slight brush screen for Pascal Siakam, he had the wide open lane, and if that ball can get to him in time, and of course you have to have a risk assessment as to if this is a good play or not, but this ended up being a good play for Pascal Siakam and of course Kyle Lowry. You also have to be able to have risk involved in your passes. They can't always be the safest pass. Here we see an almost out of control pass because there is nobody guarding at this point Kawhi Leonard. There's 2 players trying to guard Kyle Lowry, and there's of course what looks to be Jarrett Allen trying to catch up, and because that pass was a lead pass in front of Kawhi Leonard, he was able to get that ball just in time to be able to finish. And anytime that there's a loose ball, if you can't get both of your hands on it, just try to tap it to a player like we see here. Kyle Lowry was able to do that for the lead pass to Kawhi Leonard. See, when you make hard enough passes, they should be at least not as risky if you were to do a lob pass. So for example here, Kyle Lowry jumped into the air, and in most cases when that happens, it's going to be a high lob style pass out to Kawhi Leonard, which could have been picked off by, of course, Steph Curry. But because it was a bounce pass, it was much harder for anybody to try to pick off, and of course Kawhi Leonard was able to bang that. Also, being able to know when the passes are coming through as a defender is very important, but also being able to draw defenders on a press or on a fast break. So for example here, Kyle Lowry knew that pass was coming. He's looking at the ball and knowing where his man is. As soon as that pass went, Kyle Lowry understands that he needs to pick it off. The reason is because that player that he's defending is continuing in that motion and not towards the ball, which means that if your defender is not moving towards the ball, if it's a point-to-wing pass, then you need to try and pick it off, because what's going to happen is if you can get your hand on it, that defender's momentum is taking him towards the sideline in this case. And if you can tap it and you've got faster speed than your defender, you should be able to get your hand on it and, of course, get it to the rim. And, of course, being able to pass to a teammate and run straight into the player who's trying to defend the play is also a good strategy. We can really see that here. That player was trying to turn back towards the net while Kyle Lowry was moving to pick it off. And because this player was not moving towards the ball, when he's got somebody who's trying to deny that pass, that means that that pass that's being denied is most likely going to get picked off. Also, if you see a teammate who is sprinting down court and the backs of the defenders are facing their net, and you've got a player who is sprinting down court at full speed, and he has position on his own defender, try to lead him with a pass so that he can catch it, take a step or two, and go up for that layup, because he made it here. It also helps that Pascal Siakam was fighting for position here. He was trying to get his shoulder in front of that defender's, and because of that, he was able to get position on that pass for that layup, which did not get blocked. And then when there's a screen and there's a hedge on the opposite side of the screen, sometimes it's actually a good decision to attack that hedge. Because when that happens, in this case, that allows Serge Ibaka to be able to cut towards the rim, and that now gives him an open lane if you can get that pass to him. And because Kyle Lowry is such a great passer, Serge Ibaka was able to finish with a dunk. I hope that this video helps you become a better passer in basketball. If it does, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.